All right, we'll get to Penn in a second, but this is Chris Christie, of course, a historically unpopular governor. We seem to think that he was going to be going away, but I doesn't look like that's happening. And so and just keep in mind before we see this, that this guy was treated like a national hero the first couple of years he was in office. He built a national reputation on screaming at teachers.
Yeah, he stood up to teachers union.
All right.
Those greedy pigs.
The incredible courage of pushing for multimillionaire tax cuts.
Decadent class of teachers
while
in America.
demonizing public work. Yeah, exactly. The real decadent class. And then Mitt Romney considered him for VP, but apparently there were so many scandals and potential problems in the internal research they did with him, they didn't want to touch him.
Also, what sunk his reputation amongst his ilk is that he shook the hand of Barack Obama and gave him a hug after getting federal aid for a fucking hurricane.
See, that's true, but the truth of the matter is, I have to say, I think there's no doubt, especially knowing the kind of person that Chris Christie is, that he was looking at 2016 and thinking, F Mitt Romney. I'll give Obama a little wind at his back. So I think it's both true that they're all lunatics and morons and they can't deal with acknowledging that the president of the United States helped save my state. And I also think it's true that Chris Christie was trying to give Romney a little shiv. But anyways, here he is. He's auditioning for really, I think, the job he was born to do, which is WFAN. It's a sports talk show host. And this caller called in because you recall last week he was hanging out at the beach that was shut down because of the government shutdown that he presided over. And here's what the caller had to say.
Mike in Montclair. What's up, Mike?
Governor, next time you want to sit on a beach that is closed to the entire world except you, you put your fat ass in a car and go to one that's open to all your constituents, not just you and yours.
Interesting, Mike. You know what?
What's that, Gov?
Mike, I love getting calls from communists in Montclair.
You're a bully, Governor, and I don't like bullies.
You know what? And listen, I'm not the one who came on the air. Hey, hold on, Mike. Mike, I'm not the guy who came on the air, swore on the air.
Who swore?
And so you did.
Kick the heck out of
you're swearing on the air, Mike. You're a bum. Let's just go. Bad optics,
okay?
Mike. I'd love to come look at your optics every day, buddy. That's you know what? And you know what, Mike? What matters is what you do. That's what matters.
What have you done?
What I just did was stop polluting the airways with a guy like that. Now, listen, these guys are going to come on and notice they're both from Montclair.
Well, you know what's so funny? Can I just say that?
I told you when the calls came up, right?
I said to the governor, I said, man, you're popular in Montclair. We got a few guys up. And you're like, no, Evan, I'm not popular in Montclair.
No, there's no chance. In a state like in my state in 2013, when I won 19 out of 21 counties and got 61% of the vote, I lost Montclair. So
they don't like you there.
No. And the editorial page editor of the largest newspaper lives in Montclair. I mean, this is a town that, let's just say, to be charitable, leans leftward.
What do you think? How do you judge him as AM sports talk talent?
I think he comported himself about as well as he possibly could right there.
Right.
He knows he's in the wrong. He knows it looks freaking terrible. He knows that he's about as unpopular in this state as anybody is. I mean, maybe Mike Pence got him beat, but who knows?
I don't think so, because I think Pence was lower 20s. I think Christie's. I saw a poll; he's down to 15%.
Woo!
And I mean, he's the whole veneer of this whole national scam is worn off of this guy.
But the part where he's like, "Oh, you just swore on the air," like that's part of his shtick is that he's not afraid to curse at people at news conferences and all of that. He's such a clown.
I don't give a damn.
That's
what it is. I don't give a damn.
That's one thing I've learned about sort of engaging with the right wingers is they will focus on the most trivial complaint that they can lodge because that's what they're looking for. They're just looking for some way to lodge a complaint.
By the way, you can't you can't go, "Oh, you're a communist from Montclair," and be Republican. Like, you can't call people commie anymore. Not with this. It's over for that.
Well, but I don't know. The
over
Russia we're in now is not commie. They're just hanging out with their fellow right-wing oligarchs.
Yeah,
well, that's the thing. The commies are here now. They're not in Russia. They're Bernie Sanders.
You know what it
supporters.
is the commies like us are the ones that oppose Russia implementing austerity on the United States. You know what it is? I mean, all that happened in a certain way, if you look at the Russia thing, you cannot, however far you want to take this Putin thing, and I don't take it as far as many people, obviously, but at the same time, there's something there. If you're a serious person and you're concerned about this, then you need to go back into the 1990s and look what the Clinton administration, what the World Bank, what the IMF did to completely decimate Russia and basically open the floodgates for the kind of robber baron capitalism and austerity. I mean, and so really it put Putin in a perfect dual position because on one hand, the state is totally out of control. The living standards are down at certain times in the 1990s, even down from the Soviet Union. There's a strongman impulse. Yeltsin's completely incompetent by the end of his time. And then at the same time, the way they did shock doctrine and deregulated the economy and privatized and had this like orgy of privatization opened the door for the oligarchs that run the place. So, that's another thing I would say, too, is if you're, hashtag resistance, you got to get back to the 90s and look at how we helped create Russia be the state that it is today. And then conversely, for dumb left people, Russia's a right-wing state. It's a right-wing petro state that promotes religious fundamentalism. Like, I don't know what kind of radicalism you're expecting from there.
No.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos